Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, February the 21st, about 8:30 in the evening. As many of you are aware, the Emergency Measures Act went through the House of Commons tonight. It did not get stopped there. And on the face, this looks like a really terrible thing. Our government now still has the power to go after all the people who were involved in this peaceful protest, freeze their finances, seize their property, and criminally charge them and those kinds of things. And of course, that's terrible because we're legally allowed to peacefully protest and peacefully assemble, which we did. The media, of course, spun that terribly and has made us out to be a bunch of white supremacist bullies and whatnot. But anyways, so this really looks terrible. Our government has literally called in some legislation that hasn't been used in nearly 50 years over some peaceful protesters parked on the Hill. We didn't wreck anything, didn't burn any buildings down, didn't kill anybody, nothing like that. But yet we are, we're terrorists is what we've been classified as. And so it's really sad and pathetic that our government has had to stoop this low. But just like anything else that stood up against us in this movement, it somehow works out for good. Every time something stands up, I'm not going to get into specifics because I don't have enough time for that here, but every time something stands up against us, more corruption is exposed and gets shaken out, and more people get woken up to what's actually happening here. So what is happening is that we're finding problems with our government. We're finding issues that, the World Economic Forum is tied in here. Maybe this COVID thing was a hoax the whole freaking time. Maybe there's problems with the vaccines and all this kind of stuff, and that it wasn't ever really about the mandates. It's about global control. And so more and more people are starting to wake up to that. And as the government sees how many people are waking up to that, they're getting desperate because they're losing control over the situation, and they want to do whatever they can within or not within their powers to kind of squash this and keep it quiet. You've noticed there are Canadian flags waving in nearly every country across the world. Everyone that has a convoy or a freedom protest going on. Now that's crummy. Over there. I turned my notifications off, but she didn't turn her notifications off. So anyways, where was I here? Every country that has their own freedom protest or convoy going on is waving a Canadian flag because they watched us and they said, that is the way to do this peacefully, and that's the way to get the best attention. And so our government is panicking to try to stop it, but they're looking like fools on the world stage, even though they think they're doing great. So anyways, my point here is as much as this really sucks, we need to keep in mind that everything that's happened so far has turned out for good and in our favor. So it might look really dark right now, but we'll look back on this, I'm sure, in a little while, and we'll see more corruption shaken out. We'll see more people waking up. We'll see more people understanding the big picture, what's going on. So take your anger, take your frustration, get in touch with your neighbors, get in touch with your government, and we need to keep this peaceful movement going. The fire's been lit here in Ottawa, and it needs to carry on to the rest of our country, which it will, as the people who are here carry it on. So keep the fire going. This war is not over yet. We may have lost a couple of battles, but the war is not over yet. Keep up the good spirits. Keep the fire burning.